Is there not a part of you that maybe is afraid that in 30 or 40 years it will be like having been against gay marriage or gay people or yeah?
Absolutely, 100% not.
No. Do you think this time is different or?
It's definitely different. Most of the kids who are being...
He's not talking about you can and can't be trans. He's talking about you shouldn't let it be done to kids. They haven't even had their brain developed all the way yet. Kids that are the most impressionable, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They have no idea how to even deal with their emotions because they're so young. Those types of kids kids period should not be able to get their motherfucking gender changed or even be blocked or held back from going through the puberty that they're meant to go through.
Subscribe to this channel. In case you are watching this channel and have not subscribed.
I just wrote an article for The Telegraph, which was the most devastating article I could write. I thought I was done for by writing it. I basically called for the jailing of the butchering surgeons who are doing gender reassignment surgery, so-called, on minors. And I called the American Psychological Association a pack of spineless, cowardly liars. And that's pretty cut and dried, I would say.
On the trans issue, because you have been vocal about it, you've written articles and tweeted, is there not a part of you that maybe is afraid that in 30 or 40 years it will be like having been against gay marriage or gay people or yeah?
Absolutely, 100% not.
No. Do you think this time is different or?
It's definitely different. Most of the kids who are being...
He's not talking about you can and can't be trans. He's talking about you shouldn't let it be done to kids. They haven't even had their brain developed all the way yet. Kids that are the most impressionable, they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They have no idea how to even deal with their emotions because they're so young. Those types of kids kids period should not be able to get their motherfucking gender changed or even be blocked or held back from going through the puberty that they're meant to go through. There's no way that it's good on somebody.
Who are being surgically mutilated would have grown up to be gay. And the gay community is starting to wake up to that. And so now if you're a 10-year-old boy and you're ambivalent, let's say, or 12-year-old boy or girl, and you're ambivalent about your identity and perhaps about your sexuality, we know the data suggested that a large proportion of kids with that gender, or the body dysmorphia, gender dysmorphia, would grow up gay. But most of them would settle into their body, like 85% of them or so who have gender dysphoria at the clinical level would settle into their body by the time they're 18. And now, well, a good number of them are slated for hormonal and surgical mutilation.
Do you not think that we as a culture should tolerate the changes, or do you think
no,
we should?
I think we should ban...
Not even that we tolerate it, it's being encouraged. It's like it's being marketed like a wedding ring. Like it's being pushed around the country, and if you aren't like that, then you're not part of their group. And if the kids that have no friends and they're lost and they don't have no one to connect to, they get brainwashed into being like, well, if you come and change your gender, you can be friends with us. We'll accept you. We'll do this and that. But if you fucking go back on it, if you do change your gender and you start to say, this was not what I wanted, I am not happy with this, I don't think that it's right, and I don't think it should be happening to kids, or even if you don't even say it shouldn't be happening to kids, you just say you don't like it, they will drag you through the fucking mud. They will try their best to make you yourself. What kind of group is that? It's not accepting at all. It's a dictatorship. If you don't want to fucking listen, then you're gonna get dragged. And it's considered such a welcoming and loving and amazing group to be in. Whenever I have not seen nothing like that. I've met a lot of nice gay people. I don't think I've met any trans people, but I met a lot of nice gay people. And yeah, they're nice. But it's these ones that are like Karens that are on Facebook and Twitter and just going crazy talking about fuck the straight people and fuck this and fuck you if you don't agree with me. Those are the people that have the voice right now. And it's all because they're like in an army. They have a whole group that just stands up and likes the shit and reposts it and gets the word out to where magazines start writing about it.
Conversion of minors to people of the opposite sex, so to speak, if they're under 18. And I think we should restore their ability to sue medical professionals who dare to intervene.
But adults?
Yeah, not even sue. Put them
adults,
motherfuckers
that's
in
a
jail.
whole different story. You know, most people, if people want to go to hell in a handbasket in their own particular way, they have the right to do that. That's a different issue. But minors, especially minors, period, no. No, and the fact that we are even having this discussion just strikes me as preposterous. All sorts of Western countries have just moved to ban so-called conversion therapy, which wasn't a problem to begin with. There was a handful of fundamentalist Christian, mostly, therapists in the US who purported to offer services to aid homosexual individuals who perhaps wanted to go straight. And the gay community was upset about that. And now we have legislation banning conversion therapy. So you can't even, if you're a therapist, you can no longer really even question the identity claims of your clients. But you can convert kids surgically. So tell me how we can be having this conversation even. Right. It's just beyond comprehension.
Yeah, it's. I think people have very differing views. A lot of people just want to tolerate it and say this is fine.
Tolerate what? Tolerate what? Castration and double mastectomies for 13-year-olds?
Well, yeah.
No,
I was thinking about that earlier today. If you go to a therapist and you're talking about how you want to yourself, or you want to harm yourself, or you want to do anything bad to yourself off of just your emotion, their job is to talk you the fuck out of it. Their job is to try to help you find a way to live a normal life and a happy life. How in the fuck is you changing your gender not considered the same as harming yourself? At that young age, if you're 25, fucking go to fuck ahead, man. If that's really what you want. But kids, they should be the most encouraged to get the fuck off of that, to try to find another solution, not to diminish or try to talk shit on the way that they feel, because that's not right either. But to find a way, try to coach them into finding another way to be happy without going the full extent of a gender transformation whenever they're not even an adult.
13-year-olds?
Well, yeah,
no, seriously,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's not tolerance. That's crossed the line. That is not tolerance. That is an inexcusable silence on the part of the majority, the vast majority, who knows this to be wrong in the deepest possible sense. Most of the bloody Nazi propaganda that led to the extermination policies at the beginning of World War II were predicated initially on compassion and tolerance.
Yeah.
So this whole, we're being compassionate and tolerant, it's like, no, you're not. You're aiding and abetting the surgical mutilation of minors. That is not compassionate, and it's not tolerant.
It's crazy how easy people are to trick whenever you throw in like, oh, you don't care, you don't care about these people that are doing this, or you don't care about what these people are doing to you. It makes sense on why we care so much, but it don't make sense on how we can't take a step back and look at the bigger picture on, like, is it really caring or is it really manipulation? Because I swear to God, dude, it has to be manipulation. At least in the kids shit, dog. If there's plenty of adults that have went their whole lives and got their body changed and they're living perfectly fucking fine. There's no need to have to do the whole hormone blockers or testosterone blockers. There's no need to have to do the 75% chance of dying surgery to change your body. That should be illegal as fuck. If I wanted to get my motherfucking arm cut off and I had a chance of dying, they're gonna tell me no, that I'm crazy. Why in the fuck can I get my breast cut off or my penis cut off? That's the really crazy part. Is there people that actually get their penis cut off? Because if there are, why? I guess you can have anal sex, but if you can't have sex and you can't stimulate yourself, I don't think that's a life people want to live. Like we even girls have a sexual want or a need, but I don't know, man. That subject gets tricky, but when it gets to the kids, it's not tricky at all. It's unethical. It should be illegal. Anyone that's a part of it at all and has any say-so on whether it's right or wrong needs to get the fuck out and needs to be in jail, because that shit, the grossest thing that's happened. But yeah, I guess I'll end that there. If y'all have any comments down below, please. I'm all ears to opinions. I'm all ears to other perspectives. And yeah, deuces.
Hate up in your eyes and I can see it. Hate all in your eyes and you've been praying on my downfall. Raffle off a bundle, watch these niggas let them rounds off. Sound off, I demand attention like a house call. Pitch it to the click and they gon' scoop it like a ground ball. This been in the making for a long